Snowboarding is awesome, but having the wrong board under your feet sucks. It's as simple as that.
Not wide enough.
Directional.
Twin tip.
Swallowtail.
Directional.
Swallowtail.
What the fuck?
Du har koll på vad du har under fötterna.
Non scegliere la tavola in base al colore.
One of the things that's super important when choosing a board that's matched to you is getting the size right.
長野のスノーボードシュナイダー山岸です。
But how do you find your way through the jungle of different models and lengths? A rental shop's standard advice would be, pick something that's somewhere between your nose and your chin. While this is a good starting point, we feel it's not specific enough. Finding exactly the right board for you depends on many factors. Your riding ability, from bloody beginner, ambitious intermediate to ripping expert. The range is huge. Your bio specs, such as body height, boot size, and weight. And it's very important considering what snow conditions you're most likely to encounter. Plus your terrain and your style preferences. Like to cruise groomed runs, float through powder in the backcountry, or ride park. A bit of basic stuff up front. A longer board is faster and more stable, but will be harder to turn. A shorter board will be more maneuverable, but will offer less edge grip. Wider boards will provide more buoyancy on deep days and avoid boot drag on groomers. Swallowtails will give you additional nose flotation and avoid a burning thigh at the same time. Choose a directional board for high-speed carving or big open powder faces. A directional twin for all mountain riding, and a true twin board for park and pipe use, or when you love riding switch. Types of snowboards. Your choices include all mountain, freestyle, freeride, powder, and split boards. The right type of board depends on what type of terrain and snow conditions you plan to ride in. If you want a one-for-all snowboard, then there is no way around the singular or singular twin. It's as easy as that. When choosing the perfect length and width match, make sure you check the spec charts and recommended rider weights to get more precise. Why overall length? Well, there is also running length, which is the contact length of the board when riding flat, and effective edge, the distance between the widest point on the nose and the widest point on the tail. Snowboard camber and rocker. We feel rocker is so 2010. Sorry, but at Amplid, you will not find any fully rockered boards. If you plan to ride fast on groomed runs, then a cambered board is a good choice. For riding soft snow, you'll probably want a bit of early rise in the nose. This is what most of our freeride-oriented boards have. Snowboard width. With the right width board, your boots will extend just slightly over the edges of the board. Too much overhang create drag and make you lose control. At Amplid, we have introduced two often underestimated specs: underfoot width front and underfoot width back, measuring the width underneath each foot when riding reference stance. A projected overhang of 20 mm per boot end is fine. That means 40 mm in total per boot. Nerd alert. If you want to get a bit deeper into shape science, here are a few more specs and their actual impact on the board feel. Nose length. Shorter tips will flap less on hardpack, and your ride will be more stable at higher speeds. Longer noses will have more flotation in powder. Taper. Subtract the tail width from the nose width, and you will see how much taper the board has. Taper adds stability when going fast and improves nose flotation because the tail sinks in nicely. Too much taper can feel weird when riding switch. The side cut radius of a snowboard is the measure of the arc of the board's edge, determining how tightly it can turn. A smaller side cut radius allows for quicker, sharper turns, while a larger radius provides smoother, more stable turns at higher speeds. At Amplid, we design our side cuts in the Bezier mode. However, we approximate the defined arcs to a radius figure for comparison. Side cut depth. Stretch a cord from the widest point at the tip to the widest point at the tail. The maximum distance to the waist width describes the side cut depth. Side cut depth over 23 mm makes a board really biting, in a negative way. By the way, you can find all of these figures and explanations on our website, amplid.com. Found what you were looking for? If not, drop us a mail or ask your local knowledgeable Amplid dealer for advice.